I thought tonight was a real team effort. I was really proud of some of the adjustments that the girls made and that we stayed with it. And, I thought CSUN played a great game. They passed amazingly. We didn't get them in trouble serving at all. And that's hard to win against a team that's passing that well. But really happy with the team effort tonight.
So as most of us know, gameplay as of late and how she stepped up as a senior.
We're really proud of what Aries, been consistently doing offensively. The thing that really stood out tonight is she also added to her blocks, which she's been really working hard on. She's been known as an offensive player and not so much doing okay on the block, but really working on it. So that was a big difference tonight, I think, with 6 blocks tonight. And Aries just becoming a real all-round middle blocker. There's not that many around the country that can play defense, serve, and do what Aries doing. So really proud of how she's come along and been consistent.
You also got from your freshmen such as Hoff and Jade Wascom. What could you say about their gameplay and their serving, considering it looked like this was a back-and-forth match until the serving kind of came to a critical point of the match? Yeah,
like I said before, I thought that CSUN passed really well. Jade went back there and got on a little bit of a run and gave us some momentum. And then, really proud of Nicole Hoff. Nicole didn't serve the whole night and came back in there in the 5th set and got these guys in trouble and even got an ace, which really changed the game around. So she's been working on that serve and really proud of what she's done.
All right, this question for Haley. You all had were in like a bit of a tough 2 sets, having to go the distance, and then the 3rd set you had to go the distance again, but then Northridge took it. What just changed in that 3rd set going into extra points?
Well, we were down in the 3rd. I recall we were down, and then we came back. So I think just starting off strong and then holding that through the middle of the set, I feel like we got kind of not as urgent maybe, and then kind of came back in the 3rd and then just missed a couple balls at the end. But nothing huge that stuck out to me.
All right, another question for Haley. The 4th set looked like it was going to be close, and then Northridge just went on a little bit of a tear. What just didn't go right in that set, and what do you think they did correctly that you didn't?
They did a lot of great things. I had to worry about number 10 hitting towards my left, and then their outsides hitting way over toward my right, and they were serving aggressively. So I think just a combination of all of that kind of attacking us at once, whereas in the 1st, 2nd, and 5th, we were able to stop some of those balls. So it wasn't just kind of all of their strengths coming at us at once.
All right, this is a question for Ari. That 5th set was basically back and forth as neither team pretty much led by more than 1 but before the side change. What was the adrenaline like going into that 5th set, and what was just the nerves going into that 5th set?
I think at the 5th set we have like more urgency, and for me I was just trying to put the ball away because all the teammates trust me, and when I got a chance I want to just score. And for the whole team, I think our pass getting better at the 5th set because before it's kind of like up and down, and they got us a little bit aces, I think. So yeah, I think our pass got it's a big thing for us.
All right, this is another question for Ari. Mm-hmm. You had a big night tonight, and against a big conference game. What was basically the motivation, and what was basically just going through your mind as you kept getting kill after kill and then block and doing everything to keep Long Beach in the match?
I think for me, I didn't think a lot before the game. For me, I just want to kill and put a ball away when someone has to stand up and put a ball away. So yeah, that's what's my mindset.
It's a question for Haley or Ari. both of you are seniors. What's it like sweeping the season series against Northridge?
It's nice. Never going to play them again, so it's always good to get 2 wins, when we have the opportunity.
It's the question. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, it's the same. I feel the same for her.
All right, this is a question for Joy. How big is this win over Northridge going forward?
I think it's a big win. A 5-setter, and we come out with a W. I think it's going to build some momentum coming into the next matches. We didn't have a great match against Fullerton. We came out a little bit flat, and then we covered a little bit against UCI and built some momentum, had a good week of practice, and I think this is just going to build some momentum for us going into the rest of the season.
The match kind of reminiscent the one against Fullerton. What with those close sets? What do you think you did correctly to win those close sets as opposed to last week?
We just executed at the end of the game. I think we followed through with game plan, but it is passing. Ari mentioned it earlier. Is our when we're passing really well, we can execute what we want to do on offense and take advantage of the other team. And we were better at the end of the games. I'm real proud of how we did in the first and the. Sorry, I gotta look here. What did we do? We won the first. I'm going blank. So the first 2, and then got a little flat. The big difference I thought in the third and fourth were Northridge really tipped. So they dropped all these little short tips. They placed the ball really well, and that took us a little bit out of our defense. Our defense was unbelievable tonight. We covered balls and dug balls. I think there was 2 balls that we didn't touch. We might not have dug them, but we touched them, and that's takes a lot of heart out of the other team in the offense. And then they come back and win that 5th set was great to close it out. So we're getting a little bit better under pressure, and we're figuring out how to execute when we need to execute.
All right, and I believe the next game for you all is at Santa Barbara. Is that correct?
Correct.
So Santa Barbara has definitely improved this season and has some big wins against teams like UCLA and Cal Poly. What's it going to take to knock off the Gauchos at the Thunderdome?
They're a great serving team. Besides, they got one of the best players in the nation in Lindsey Ruddins, and their setters are running great offense right now, and they got good ball control. I think they've got a lot of good pieces. For us, we're going to have to control the ball and take care of, we can't let them ace us. And I think we can do that. I think we've been passing well enough, and then we've got to play our game. We've got to go out and attack them like they're going to be attacking us, and I think we can do that. I saw Hawaii play them, and I think, Hawaii just went after them, and I think we can do the same.
You also got a big game from Kashana Williams and Amanda Henderson, and Kashana came up big in the climax of the 5th set. What can you say about Kashana's gameplay and how it continues to get better going forward as conference play continues?
Kashana's really worked on her all-around game, which has helped her front row right now. Right now she's mostly playing in the front row, and she's so powerful and intimidating. I think what she's done is just her selection on attacking has changed. It used to be she just to go up and attack the ball hard, but now she's got a lot of different shots, and she's kind of got this throw-down tip that's dangerous, and she's moving the ball around a lot better. She's been consistent also, and I think as she and our setters work on a connection, I think we're going to see Kashana have a big, she's going to have big results.
This is a question for Haley and Ari. Playing in the Thunderdome and playing against UC Santa Barbara, what's it going to take? What's it going to feel like playing in a hostile environment such as that, considering they've only lost 1 match in the Thunderdome this year?
For me, I think the most important thing is just focus on our side and doing our best, and just ready for where they're coming to us, and watch a lot of films and do a lot of work on them. Yeah.
And in their gym, the crowd is really close, and they have some of the most brutal fans. So just tuning all that out, and just like what Ari said, like focusing on our side, because they are a really strong team, so they have a lot of strength. So just whatever we can do on our side.
So last question for Ellie. Do you expect your dig count to be a little bit higher when you have to go up against players like Lindsay Runnins and Tallulah Froley, to name a few?
I'm sorry. What was the question?
Do you think your dig count's going to be pretty high when you have to face UCSB, considering you're facing players like Lindsay Runnins and Tallulah Froley?
I think it'll be the same.
Okay.
Don't care.
You talked after the game at Northridge that you mentioned you felt in that game that Northridge made a pretty concerted effort to shut down Erie in that game, and some other players came out big for you in that game. What do you think in Erie, you can chip in on this as well too, that you were able to do differently in this game to be effective here when you weren't in Northridge?
Yeah, you can go.
We can share it. You know, it was different. They had a little different game plan against us. They sent 2 blockers to our outside, so you saw, you know, Katie Kennedy struggled a little bit, and Kashana's a big attacker, can kind of deal with a double block. She probably likes it better when there's a double block, which allowed Erie, if we passed well enough, for Erie to be one-on-one. And they really didn't change too much. So Erie, you know, I think it shows in how she attacked. Carly Egner-Swayze, our setter tonight, really moved Erie around from in front and behind and just got her open. And so, you know, I don't know what, you know, their game plan was, but they did shut down our outsides, but they had a hard time shutting down Erie tonight. So, you know, we hope all teams do that. Okay.